On the Water TV is brought to you by Evinrude, makers of the innovative line of E-Tech outboards and the official outboard of On the Water TV.
Welcome to On the Water TV. I'm Andy Nabreski. On today's show, we're heading to Lake Winnipesaukee, New Hampshire for the Marine USA Champions Challenge. Teams qualified throughout the season for the opportunity to fish in today's tournament. The boats have arrived, the registration is underway, and it's time to launch. Now let's join On the Water's Russ Stevens for the 2007 Champions Challenge.
Hi, I'm Russ Stevens from On the Water. Today we're fishing the first annual Champions Challenge on Lake Winnipesaukee at Ames Farm. I'm fishing with Gene Ellison today. He's nice enough to take us around, show us how an insider, a bass pro, fishes a tournament, and hopefully we can gain some insight into how to target big fish and how to hit the fall bite.
You're right, Russ, and welcome. Thank you for being here with us. And today's Champions Challenge, all of these qualifiers, all of these anglers have qualified by winning a championship. We've got a fall kind of pattern going on, which means we're going to be patterning deeper fish. We're going to be following bait, and since we're on the clock, we're going to be patterning bigger fish. We don't want to catch a lot of fish today. We want to catch small fish. We want to get 5 big bites. We can go after smallmouth and largemouth bass here in this tournament on Winnipesaukee, and hopefully we'll be able to get both.
Sounds great. Well, the captain's meeting's about to start, or everyone's about to shove off. Time is of the essence here, so we're going to get going. We'll see you out on the water.
This is very expensive for not
Tournament organizer Johnny Nee from Marine USA briefed the crew on rules and ethics. Most of the guys here knew each other, and there was plenty of ribbing and good humor before the competition began.
Boat number 1, where are you? Live well's open, kill for
Live well checks would be next on the agenda, so as to make sure no one was muling a 7-pound bass under the deck.
Pull it! Good luck. 39!
This sport's a lot, tournament fishing is a lot about safety, so what we're doing here is safety check to make sure the live wells are working behind us.
Yeah.
Have a good day, Johnny. He's checking the kill switch to make sure if there's a boater, if one of the operators of a boat goes overboard, the engine will immediately stop. So that's what that's all about. And the live wells are all set. We're ready to go.
Okay.
We're going to blast off, buddy. You ready to go off on a Z9?
Yeah.
This thing goes about 80 miles an hour when it needs to. We won't be doing that today, but it's a great boat.
Yeah, nice. The thermometer read 36 degrees with a forecast of 20-knot winds out of the north all day long. Very quickly, the ski hats, goggles, and snowsuits that seemed like overkill to me proved their worth, and after a 20-minute ride at 70 miles an hour to the northwest side of the lake, we reached our first destination.
During practice, I was able to locate fish and then mark them. So on this GPS unit, you can see I've marked the spots where I did find fish during practice. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to change the screens over just a little bit so that we can both, and there's fish already. And this is, now I can track the spot where I caught them the last time I was out on the lake, and at the same time I can let my sonar read the bottom. These yellow marks, these are big bass. Okay. So we're already in the right area. It's deep. It's 56, 57 feet. We're going to be fishing this area. I'm going to just do a little spin around here in the boat just to check all the different depths, see if I can find a big ball of bait, and that's when we're going to start fishing.
What I'm probably doing is probably a no-no in professional bass
on
the tour. It looks like you've got all your rods pre-rigged with different baits on them.
Yeah.
For speed, I would think, right? Is that
that's right.
generally how you do it?
I'm not going to throw anything today that I have not caught a fish on in practice here.
Okay.
So you're in a little different situation. you brought a few things on, you brought just a few rods, so you're going to have to change it up a bit.
Yeah.
But if you see me reach in the rod locker and grab a new rod and a new bait, I'm grabbing a spinnerbait, you know that in practice, I caught fish on it, because I'm not going to waste time trying something that didn't work during practice.
What types of things were you able to eliminate in practice?
Different days produce different things. Originally, I was catching them deep. That's why I went back to that drop. We started on that drop shot spot. But then, on a spot we're going to go to in a little bit, I found some fish that were positioned near bridges where current was going through, and in a marina. And those areas were a lot shallower. So, and there were largemouth involved with that. So, yeah. Here we go.
Cool.
Oh, it's a good fish.
Nice. Gene's got his first fish of the day, the first fish of the boat. Says it's a nice fish, so.
Stay down, baby, stay down. Stay down. This is the kind of fish that we're looking for. Listen.
Okay.
In bass fishing terms, this is a pig. This is a really nice fish. Hopefully he'll be good for me. There he is. That's
Wow.
our first, that's a really nice smallmouth caught here on Lake Winnipesaukee. This is the kind of tournament fish that we need today. So as soon as I get him unbuttoned, I'm gonna get him right into the live well. But that is, take a look at that. It's our first fish of the day, Russ.
That's a real nice smallmouth. It's got a big gut on him. Looks
Yeah,
like
he's
he's been
beautiful.
feeding on those fish we've been looking at on the fish finder.
Yep.
A really nice, healthy fish, huh?
It is, and it could be that this is the size fish I was catching out deeper. So it could be this morning we can catch them. They've moved up to feed. So
Yeah.
I'm going to get him in the live well. We're going to continue to cast out here and see if we can catch ourselves a few more of these beauties.
Absolutely. That is a beautiful, beautiful fish. Nice job. Nice
Thanks.
job.
You're running around. That isn't that interesting. What I did here, I don't know if this is good footage, so we'll show you.
Yeah.
I got him on a trailer hook. On this spinnerbait, when I fish tournaments, I will always put a hook on the rear. That second little hook, there's a big hook
Yeah.
and a little, and I got him on that little one there. Let me get him in the live well.
Sure.
We'll get him in there. It's a nice fish. We're going to fish this for just another few minutes and then we're going to move because I'm just not seeing the activity. I guess the bait fish has moved off this spot. And we're going to just take a quick look around this area, see if we can find that bait fish quickly. If not, we're going to go off to a different spot. Again, we're on the clock. We can't be wasting time. We're out deeper, so the technique that I'm going to use is called a drop shot. It's a very simple technique. We have a weight at the bottom of the line, a ball weight at the bottom of the line, and then we have a hook that's up about maybe 18, 24 inches. I'm going to put a little tiny finesse worm on that, and when it sits on the bottom, I'm just going to let it drop to the bottom and pick it up. The fish move right up, and boom, they'll pick up that worm, and off we go.
Great. So what size weight is that you have down there on the beneath that?
It's an 1/8 ounce weight. It's really there just to hold the line in place.
Right.
And you can put as heavy as a weight on there as you want, but right now I'm just throwing about an 1/8. There we go.
There it goes.
Not a smallmouth. I don't think he's a keeper though. Let's just see. Come here, buddy. Yeah, I think he's too small. I think we're gonna have to put him back. Nice, healthy fish though. Didn't really grab him properly. There we go. What we'll do is just put a quick little rule on him. This fish like this certainly is not going to help us win a tournament. Beautiful. Look how healthy that little fish is. Just beautiful bronze back.
Gene decided to move the boat into shallower water, hoping that the early morning sun might entice the fish to bite.
So Gene's moved us into some shallower water right here. The plan is to try and get some fish in the early morning up in the shallows feeding, whereas the sunlight might chase them off into deeper water during the middle of the day. This is probably going to be our best shot at getting some nice sized fish in shallow water. The depth finder's reading about 10 feet right now. Gene was just telling me that there's a lot of underwater boulders in here. A lot of really nice juicy structure underneath the water. It sounds good, and we're going to give it a shot.
You also got a good bait. You toss that on out there and drag that back along the bottom. I just need to get under your feet, buddy.
Sure. It's definitely a lot different type of fishing than what we were doing a few minutes ago. Gene was dead accurate. I'm fishing right on the bottom here. Can definitely feel some nice rocks bumping off my jig. Gene's rigged up. What's that technique you're employing there?
Well, what I'm doing is I'm throwing a jerk bait, Russ, and it's a minnow-like bait.
Yeah.
And what it does is you crank it down, and it sits and suspends if you don't move it. So it sits at about 4 or 5. This one dives about 5, 6 feet.
Yeah.
And then what I'm doing, I'm casting it out. Once it hits the water, I'm cranking it down, and now I'm jerking it. I'm just going to jerk it, let it sit, and I'm varying up the twitches and the pauses, etc. And what I'm hoping is that some hungry smallmouth is down there and looking at this and sees a stop, and then when it jerks, kind of like when you roll a ball of yarn in front of a kitten.
Yeah.
You know, you may not take it every time, but if sometimes they just can't stand it. They got to attack it and eat it, and that's what I'm trying to do here. Is I'm trying to get a reaction bite. And if there are fish, if there are smallmouth that are up here in this piece of up on top, maybe feeding, we're just fishing down below in a deeper area. Now we're fishing up on top on the dinner table. So if there's some fish that have moved up because they're active, if they see your bait or my bait, they're going to take that.
After switching to a spinnerbait, I hooked up with my first fish of the day, a nice smallmouth taken out of 4 feet of water. The shallows will produce our 2 best fish of the day, where the warmer water seemed to make the fish more active.
He's got in the boat already, but we'll see.
Keep him in the water, bud. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to come to you. We're just in a rock pile here.
Sure.
You're doing fine. Keep the rod tip up, though. Keep the rod tip up. Attaboy. Okay, bring him in. Swimming right to me. Attaboy. Great fish.
Nice fish, huh?
Fantastic fish.
That does look to be similar in size, I guess.
Yes, it is. It's a nice fish. Look at that.
Nice.
Beauty. Let me put them in a live well.
Sure.
So we can get off this rock pile. Nice job.
So Gene and I were just fishing some shallow ledges. We put 2 fish in the boat, as you guys saw. Pretty good fish. We're going to go try a slightly different technique. What are we going to do next, Gene?
Well, we know the current is helping us out a lot, so we're going to go to an area where we've got a narrow down, we've got a bridge, so we've got current coming flying through that bridge. And I've been catching fish in that area over the last couple of weeks, so that's where we're headed next. And what we want to do is get 3 fish in the live well on top of those 2, and then maybe go do some largemouth fishing.
All right, let's do it.
Let's go.
The sun had taken some of the sting off our 70-mile-an-hour runs up and down the lake, and we would soon head for more sheltered water as the midday breeze produced ocean-like 4-foot chop out on the Broads.
So we've moved again. We're right off a point of an island here. The wind and the current are should be pushing bait right up into the shallow water in this boulder field that we're fishing. This is where we've been having most of our success today in conditions like this. So we're going to give this location a go. I'm on here.
What do you got?
Yep, got one.
Attaboy. Just keep that rod, keep the pressure up high. Keep your rod tip high.
Got another smallmouth here. Actually took the bait pretty good. Little guy.
Nice job, buddy.
Yeah.
Hang on 1 second. Nice job. What did I do with the pliers, guys?
You're standing, I think they were right there by, yeah.
Nice job, buddy.
Yeah. Cool.
So that,
right.
that's a keeper fish.
Yeah, definitely.
You want to throw right back in there and see if you can get us another one.
Yeah, cool. This will be our 3rd fish.
That's
like we said, we've been looking for 5, so we're going to keep everything, obviously, till we get 5, and then start culling them out. hopefully as the fish get bigger and bigger. But yep, that one's right up inside that boathouse. This is a new kind of fishing for me. It's really interesting to fish on man-made structure like this.
Net.
There you go, huh?
Yeah, get the net quick, because I could lose this fish.
Yep.
He's a jumper. He's gonna jump. You're gonna get him he's right here. You're gonna get him as quick as you can. Don't fight. You got him? Nice job, buddy.
No.
All right. Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you put that fish in the live well while I get us off this rock pile? Yeah, I'll give you some slack. No, hang on the net. You don't want him to flop out of the boat.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's do this. You take the rod.
I got it.
You got it. Nice job, buddy. Okay. Put him in that live well. That's a nice fish.
Russ Stevens from On the Water magazine, fishing with Gene Ellison on Lake Winnipesaukee. So it's just about 3 o'clock exactly. We made it in under the wire, it looks like. We got company here. Looks like a lot of the boats are in, although it looks like there's still some that are missing. Like Gene was saying to us earlier, this might be a case where someone might find themselves, a few miles away from here, not take into account what the weather's like, and miss the weigh-in completely because they just can't get back here fast enough.
Yeah, we planned our day pretty well. We went to the farthest spot that we were going to fish away from the weigh-in station first, and worked our way back. And we hid from the storm and the wind and the waves as best we could. By the same token, we fished some really productive areas and did. I think we did a really good job.
Yeah.
I just wish we'd gotten that one more extra fish.
Yeah.
Get a picture of that one.
As the weigh-ins began, it was obvious that the 4 fish we got that day wouldn't be enough to win the event. Soon it was our turn to take the podium, with Marine USA's Johnny Nee and Mark Saritas.
I got one in the back for you, too. Where do you want us, Johnny?
Now, we had the privilege of following you around in the camera boat for a while, and I don't know if you were paying attention to me or paying attention to the lure or paying attention to the camera, because you were just flapping your lips all day long.
Yes.
Well, we had an awful lot of fun out there. Russ was great to fish with, and it was great to have these guys from On the Water here, huh, Johnny?
This has just done a lot for the sport, and we hope we can do it again.
Absolutely, we'd love to do it again, and thanks for setting it up, Johnny. This was awesome.
Well, I got to thank my boss here.
Is that right?
Johnny, thanks so much for putting this tournament together. There's so much work that goes into doing this, and everybody at Marine USA has just been so fantastic. And we got this gorgeous day, maybe a little too windy out there, but Johnny, thanks so much to you and everybody at Marine USA. This is just a first-class, professionally run tournament. Thank you, Johnny.
Well, thank you very much, and we all thank you. And honestly, was it windy out there? I didn't notice it.
It was windy out there.
They have 4 fish that weigh 804. 804. Good
Thanks,
job,
Johnny.
guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Veteran Lake Winnipesaukee guides Joe and Steve Lucarelli's 5 fish would put them in first place.
1433. 1433.
Great job, Johnny.
Their efforts would win them a $25,000 Nitro 591 boat, motor, and trailer package. Not bad for a day of fishing.
We just finished a great day out on the water at the first annual Champions Challenge. I wanted to thank all the sponsors, including Marine USA, Toyota Trucks, Mercury Marine, and Nitro Boats. It was a great insider's view into what makes a bass tournament tick. Thanks a lot, Gene. It was awesome.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I had a great time today, and I also want to thank you and everyone at On the Water for coming out and covering this event. It meant a lot to the anglers here today, and we really had a great time. I hope that you and I can do this again next year.
Absolutely. It was our pleasure. Thanks very much. For more information on this week's episode, log on to onthewater.com.
And we'll see you on the water.
All right, well, that was a great tournament up on Lake Winnipesaukee. If you'd like to learn more about fishing in New England, log on to onthewater.com. I'm Andy Nabreski, and we hope to see you on the water.
On the Water TV is brought to you by Evinrude, makers of the innovative line of E-Tech outboards and the official outboard of On the Water TV.